Hey guys, welcome to part 7 of our monster breeding tutorial series. In this episode we'll create a basic battle system in preparation for linking our two rooms. Okay guys, so this is where we're at from last time. All we've done so far is just have a step event, a timer, create or draw our player monster and the enemy. So now we want to actually do the battle part. So the first thing I want to do is draw the stats for each creature. The arrays that we made last time, we don't really want to change these because they're going to be our base arrays that we draw information from. So I want to create 2 more temporary arrays. One for the player, one for the monster, the enemy, just for their stats. So we're going to need to do this in the step event because it'll give us an error basically. State equals init, and in the draw event, step event, we're going to say if state equals init for var I equals 0, I is less than 4 I++, type equals player a features 0. So the type of creature we have, whether it's a circle, square or hexagon, is based on the face, which is the face is declared in the slot 0 for player A features, and that's going to access information for whatever face it is. So for our player it's going to give us these stats, and for the enemy, because the face is 1, it's going to give us these stats. So type equals player A features, enemy type equals enemy A features 0. Then we want player A stats I equals a stats type I. So 0 and then 1 to 3. And enemy a stats I equals a stats enemy type I, which will give us square 1 and then 0 to 3. And that'll give us 2 more arrays. One thing I haven't been doing is deleting or resetting the arrays after the game ends. Isn't a big deal right now, but the bigger the arrays get, the more of a memory leak we're going to have. So at the end of this part, we're going to make sure we're deleting all the arrays. So we've created 2 new arrays, and then what we want to say state equals done, and then in the draw event, if we want to use our 2 new arrays, we're going to have to say if state equals done, and do all this. And now we can include statistics. One more thing we're going to need actually is we're going to need to create a font, because the default font is like 12 pixels high and it's going to look really tiny on our screen. So create font, and we'll call it FNT Battle Stats and we want the size to be 36. That should be big enough. Okay. So now in OBJ Battle Manager, we're going to say draw stats and draw set H align. So the X coordinate of where we want to draw from is going to be from the left. Draw set V align is going to be FA top, and we're going to draw in white, and then for I equals 0, I is less than 4, I plus plus, draw text, stats X, stats Y plus I times font get is it font size? Yeah. And then FNT battle stats. And then string player A stats I. One thing we didn't do is say draw set font FNT battle stats. We need to set stats X. So we want to draw from the left of where the right hand side of the player monster image is. So stats equals player X, and I think if we use half width times X scale, that should be okay. And then for the stats Y, be player Y minus half height times Y scale. Let's just run the game and see if this works for our player. Okay, so that's pretty much where I wanted it to be. Now we're going to do the same, but we're going to do it for the enemy. So copy all this and place it here. And instead of FA left, we want FA right. The rest can be the same. Stats X equals enemy X minus half width times that scale, and stats Y equals enemy Y minus half height times Y scale, and change it from player A stats to enemy A stats. Let's run the game, see where we're at. Okay, that is good enough for me. Now we need some kind of battle system. So we now need to have a new script, and we're going to call it SCR attack. And we need to know the attack value, defense value, and attack type. So what kind of attack are we doing? Our attack value equals argument 0, the first argument. Defense value equals argument 1, and attack type equals argument 2. So hit chance modifier equals attack value divided by defense value. And this is going to give us a value between 0 and 2, and it's going to modify the chance to hit for the different attacks. So chance to hit equals, what was the name of our array? A attacks. I'm just going to copy this just for reference. Put it in comments. Equals A attacks attack type 3. Just going to reference chance to hit. So that will either increase or decrease this number. And then we want to clamp. We want to say clamp chance to hit, and we'll say the minimum chance to hit is going to be 10 and the maximum is 99. So we should always have a value between 10 and 99 for our chance to hit. And now we're going to do some damage. So, or check the roll. So roll equals irandom 100. If roll is less than chance to hit, then the hit is successful. And now we need to work out damage. Damage equals irandom range, and let's have two more values. Min damage equals A attacks attack type 1, and then max damage attack type 2. Min damage, max damage. So we look at our attacks, then if we're using a hit attack, we're either going to do between 1 and 3 damage and return damage. Oops. Actually, we'll do this at the bottom, because we're always going to return damage. It's just that it might be 0, else damage equals 0. So we've got our attack script. Now in the create event of Battle Manager, I'm going to say battle equals true, and in the step event, if state equals done, and battle equals true. If player turn equals true. Get input from player. If player turn equals false. So we need to draw the available attacks for the player. So let's just run the game for a minute. We're going to get an error, aren't we? Yeah. In the create event, we're going to say player turn equals true. And I'll just have the player attacks shown on the top left. I think that'll be a good place for it. So draw event, and we're going to say, well, comments draw attacks if player turn equals true. Draw text 32 hit press 0. And we're also going to say if player A features, and I think 4 is horns, equals 1. Draw text 64. We're going to change this into a for loop eventually, but for now, just for testing, I think this will do for now. Let's just check I've got the right value for horns. Yeah, okay. So let's just test this again to see if it's drawing in the right place. Just need a little bit of a buffer, really. Okay, so now if keyboard check pressed odd 1, zero, sorry. Script attack. And just in case we can do a horn attack, check, you press 1 and player A features 4 equals 1. Okay, so what we're saying is let's have a little delay before the enemy attacks, so it's not just straight away. If the enemy has horns, it's going to choose either hit or horns. And then to run the attack script and take away damage from the player. And then reset the timer variable for next turn and allow the player to attack. So let's run the game and see how it works. We shouldn't be able to see gore. Let's see if I can press it. And I forgot to set timer. Time equals 0. Just check the draw event. Player A features 4 equals 1. Let's just go with this for now. Let's see what happens. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because the horns image is like the second or third. So yeah, let's do a normal attack. And we can see we're losing the fight. The square has 7 health and we have 5. Oh, it's going to be a close one. Okay, so we're on -2. So we just need to add in a few more things. So in the step event, we're going to say if enemy stats 1 minus damage is greater than 0, then do this, else zero battle equals false. And we need to do the same here as well. If enemy health takeaway damage is greater than 0, then do this, else do this. Let's just fix our bug as well with the horns. So we want to say if horns equals 2, then we can do it. So and also the draw event. Okay, so back to the step. So we've done the player attacking the enemy. If player A stats 1 minus damage is greater than 0, then do this, else zero battle equals false. Okay, so now we need to have something happen when the battle's over. If state equals done and battle equals false, instance destroy. If player A stats 1 is less than or equal to 0, then destroy the player 2 with obj player and what we're going to work up towards is when we have some kind of a home base like a village, then we're just going to move back there if the player loses, and we're also going to be able to capture the monsters that we defeat. So let's put some comments in. Send player back home if loses. Else add creature to captured stored. What we could do is once we have linked our 2 rooms together, we can add any captured monsters directly to our storage, and then they're going to be available for breeding when we go back there. But for now, we're just going to leave it blank because we want to make sure the battles are working properly. Is there anything else we need to add? I think we've covered everything so far. Yeah, let's run the game and see what happens. Okay, so the gore attack is no longer there, which is good. So we're going to attack with a hit. We're losing again. We're winning. What's going to happen? 1 hit point each. I guess we won because the player's still alive. Did we? He can't move. I know what we forgot to do. We didn't reset the player battle. OBJ player. Player.battle equals false. Yeah, there we go. And then everything else, all the script should run again. The last thing I'm going to add in for this part is some kind of text indication at the bottom of the screen just to say what's going on. Just to make it a little bit easier to read. You could add in things like screen shake and stuff like that, but it's not worth doing it until you've kind of finished the battle side of things. Otherwise you can be forever making changes. Can we move? Yeah, we can. Okay. Oh, this time it's a hexagon I'm fighting. I'm winning. The circle is invincible. Can't lose. Okay, so it's an even match. I'm losing this one. You can tell that the frequency of battles is too fast, but for testing it's fine, you know. Everything's working as it should do. And I guess we lost because the player's now gone. So we lost that last fight. So battle manager. And I know we'll just create an object for now. So So we need a new object. Call this obj message. In the create event, draw set font FNT battle stats. Actually, sorry, this should be in the create event, draw event. And create event, we want time till destroy equals 20. Time equals 0. Step event timer plus plus. If timer is greater than or equal to time till destroy, then instance destroy. Okie dokie, let's run this and see if it works. Step 0, line 45. Yeah, sorry, my bad. This needs to be here. And here. It's not very elegant right now, but it will do for now. Play turn equals false. That should be okay. No, actually, we need this to be here, otherwise we're going to get another error, because this code will only run after timer gets to 20. So we could probably do with a bit more of a delay between messages, but as it stands, it's okay. Another battle already. Did we not reset the timer? We did. It's just really quick. Let's change this so iRandom range, and we'll say 120, 240. Just so there's a bit more time between battles. Okay, so there was a lot more time that's between battles, and that's good. Okay guys, so I'm going to leave it there for this part. We're also, I think next part, we're going to link the two rooms because part of the coolness of fighting other monsters is you're going to be able to capture them. So if we're going to win all these battles, I want to be able to, you know, see them in our storage. So I will see you next time. Bye for now.